have a small idea about one of the most important of the Vedantic poems. There is known as Dakshinamurthy Stotram or Dakshinamurthy Ashtaka. They actually consist of 8 shlokas, but a few have been added here and there. And it was done by the Adi Shankaracharya, the founder of the non-dualism, known as Advaita Vedanta. And in one way you look at it, it is just a stotra. Stotra means, we call it beyond. That is, where we praise the Lord. Oh Lord, you have done this, I bow to you. So like this, the praises, they are all called stotras. So it is a simple stotra only. But from the other way, it is considered as an important part of the Vedantic text. This is called a Prakarana Grantha. What is Prakarana Grantha? The entire gamut of Vedanta, you have to cover a lot of portion. The main essence of it alone he takes, and only one context he takes, and then he develops it, gives us an idea. And that is called a Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana means one particular part, a particular topic of it, out of the entire topic, a particular portion of it, a part of it. So it is called a Prakarana Grantha, and that way it is very important. It gives you what is the final reality behind the world, what is the final reality behind Maya, what is the final reality against the Jiva, against the individual souls, what is the final reality against the ultimate Supreme Being. So these are all being done. And the name is Dakshinamurthy Stotram. Why it is called Dakshinamurthy Stotram? People are all afraid to face the south because Yama, the Lord of Death, is supposed to be in charge of that direction. When people sleep, from the youngest day onwards, my mother used to say, hey, don't face south. So the word death was something anathemas to us. We don't think of it. We will not say. If I started, she said, don't. She will tell me. Simply D, for something else I will start. That's the thing. So, people don't want to face. Here is the Lord Shiva. He said, look here, I will tell you the method to face south, face death. I will tell you a method to overcome it, to become immortal forever. So, the Murti or the form which was prepared to face the south and tell us the ultimate truth is called the Dakshinamurti. This is one way. The other way is Dakshina means the one who is capable. There is nobody who is more capable than the Lord. The Lord himself, the Supreme Being himself has taken this form of Dakshinamurti. So in that way, it is one who is capable of taking you to the realization. The last but not least, Rama plus Murti, what will you say?
Ramamurti.
Ramamurti. Not Ramamurti? Right. Krishna plus Murti?
Krishnamurti.
Not Krishnamurti. So Dakshina plus Murti?
Dakshina.
So how did you say Dakshinamurti then? It is because Dakshina plus Amurti. It is not Murti. One who deals with the highest truth, where there is no form, there is nothing, it goes beyond all form, which transcends time, space, everything. How can it have a form itself? It will be a contradiction in terms. So, anachronism to talk. And that is why Dakshina plus Amurti is Dakshinamurti. Here is something which perhaps looks to you all like Murti. It is nothing. It is not Murti at all. It is actually a Murti in its essence. There is no form in its essence. All energies have no forms. That is their normal form. It is their nature. But at the same time, according to the latest quantum physics, all of them have form. For instance, the light energy which comes, so long as you look at it, you cannot see. It goes in waves, but you cannot see. There is no form. On the contrary, you turn your face away, it becomes a solid, and then it, like a frog, it jumps from one place to another. It's called the quantum leap. It's not a small quantity. It's a very big this thing. It just leaps beyond your imagination. So it's called the quantum leap. Similarly, when you record the music of somebody whose music is a sound, so it's energy. But when you record in a cassette, how will it be like? You see through a microscope, there will be dots and dashes. There is a form. So all the energies have got form. When a dead energy can have form and formlessness, why not a living and loving energy? So it does have a form. You may consider it as formless, you may consider it with form. And even if you consider it with form, ultimately it goes there. See, because its nature is formlessness. My father is a judge, Supreme Court judge. When he goes to the court, he wears a wig, he wears a black coat and a black tie, and he goes. That's one of his forms. And when he goes in the evening for playing tennis, he is wearing a white shirt and a white socks, and he goes. That again is another form. When he comes home, she undresses himself, takes a dhoti and sits there with a bare body. That's his formlessness. All those forms are gone, and that's called the formlessness. So, formlessness totally means that those forms which is accustomed to, you cannot see it in time. There's also interpretation. Now, we are starting with the first sloka. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantar gatam pasyanatayamahaya bhagirvodhutam yata nidraya sakshat kurute prabodha samayem swatmanameva tvayam tasmai shri gurumurtaye namaikam shri Dakshinamurthaye. Dakshinamurthy is the first of our gurus. Tomorrow is our Guru Purnima. We remember all the gurus. What is Guru Purnima? What is a Mother's Day? That is the day you remember warmly your mother. If there is no Mother's Day, 365 days on Mother's Day, whoever will go to the mother? But if you select one day and say, this is Mother's Day, you will purchase a bouquet, you will purchase other things, some sweets. I go to Mummy, Mummy, you will hug her. I greet you on the Mother's Day, then you will give. But 365 days, who will do it, man? How will you do it? So that is why you will not remember Guru on any day, at least one day in a year let you remember. And we don't remember a single Guru. That may be the way in the West. In the East, we have got a Guru Parampara. In Buddhism of Tibet, Tantric Buddhism, unless they pray to all their 19 Gurus, they don't start. It takes them an hour. There are still Rinpoches in USA, and whenever they start a meeting, they will first pray to all the 19 Gurus, starting from Padmasambhava. They got their own names, like that it starts. So, Dakshinamurthy is our first Guru. Sadachiva Samarambha, Shankaracharya Madhyama, Asmad Acharya Padyantam Madhya Guru Parampara. In the middle of our Guru Parampara comes Shankara, at the end comes my Guru, our Guru, our Sadguru. So, we always the Parampara. Because we do not know nowadays, everybody looks genuine, who is not genuine, we are not aware. So, if some useless fellow has given me a mantra, but his Guru was an eminent person, you know he was a genuine, or his Guru was there, they have given the mantra to him, their sound energy has gone into him, so he needs sound energy that is mixed up. So that comes to me. So even if there is one weakling, it doesn't matter, we will go on the strength of the rest of the army. That is why we always think of at least 3 gurus. Guru, Guru's Guru and his Guru. So that all the 3 will not be so bad. So one of them should be a genuine person. It has happened always. So that's why it is done. Dakshinamurthy was Rakshiva. He is called Dakshinamurthy when he sits facing south. The 4 firstborn, the mind-born sons of Brahma, the Creator, they had doubts. They were all born Jivan Muktas, but even they got doubts from time to time. Because they had no Guru earlier. They used to go to Shiva and ask him, what does it mean, what does it mean, what does it mean? He will explain. The next day they will come up with supplementary questions. He will explain. Another day they will come with supplementary questions. This process of supplementary questions, the parliament has taken a deep knowledge from Sanaka and so on. So, 364 days this happened. Shiva said, there will be no end to the doubts. So, that happened to be the day before the Amavasya, the 14th day of the Luna. Why it chose the 14th day of the Luna? It is a very subtle way. The Advaita or to know about the final reality. It's not an easy thing, it's an energy wave. So, an ordinary, the antenna of ordinary Doordarshan can only become one, even though all of them are lying. So hundreds of channels from America, from Spain, they're all going, but it cannot catch them. It is not fit to catch them. So it has to be made fit. And so the Lord kept quiet at that day. All the people sat down, Bhagavan sat down, and all of them sat down. They thought he is going to start. They were going on thinking. The entire night passed. They lapsed into Samadhi as it is. All their doubts vanished. In the Samadhi state. Nobody asked any question, but all their questions were not solved but dissolved. Completely. That's what happened. And that night, whatever he taught them through silence, Maunam Vyakhya is coming. The eloquence of silence. There is nothing more eloquent than silence. So, when he taught, all their doubts had vanished forever. And they were one with him, with their Guru, with the Lord. That's all that happened. And that is how, that's the background of this. We are starting in Vishwam Darpanam Vishyama. Now he is going to tell about the world. And this universe, it is called Vishwam. That's the first name for Lord Narayana in Vishnu Sahasranama. What is his taught as Vishwam? The very first word denotes how the philosophy is. There is no word unless the Lord is there. They are all part of the Lord. The Lord himself has become the word. But further there will be no word. You cannot see the word if you think it is apart from the God. No word is apart from God. That is why the word Vishwam. Vishati, Pravesh. What does it mean? Vishya to enter. So, Vishwam means the one in which God himself has entered. Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a description. Tas srištva tadeva nupravishate niruktancha niruktancha nilayanancha nilayanancha. The Lord, when he created the entire world, the Supreme Being, he entered into all. He was their prana shakti. He was their main vital along, what you may call the vital force. He was there, but for that we would all have been generous to us. We never existed at all. He is the very existence behind all the existence. If I exist, if this stool exists, if this gentleman exists, if this bag exists, there is only one existence. And if that existence has not entered into it, it cannot exist today at all. So this is that existence. The very existence. So Vishwam has got an important significance, the very first word, where half the thing is over, there is no world, but the world is there because the Lord has entered it, His existence gives it, lends its existence to it, lends its existence. I would say the existence is not a real existence. It gives it a false existence, just as your dream. A tiger comes in that dream. Does it exist? But why is it that it looks as if it existed, it came behind you, you are running? Because you, the dreamer, has lent your existence to that. You, the dreamer, has lent your existence to your thought force. It was your thought force which has solidified a tiger. The tiger didn't come through this door. So it is you who has given. Similarly, when that top cosmic totality, they may call it the Supreme Being or the Brahman, when it created, it entered into it, that is why its existence is gone. And the next one explains it, the same thing is said. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tutyam Nijantarkritam. You see, you have a big mirror. In the mirror, say, yes, given a particular drishtanta or udaharana or a simile, well, which only partially will satisfy us, but he is going to explain it much later on. Supposing you see a city inside that big mirror. Is that really a tree? Is that really a city there? There is no city. The city is actually inside, but you think there is a big city. The city, you think it is outside the... You don't think it is inside the mirror, you think it is outside somewhere. It is not so. It is only inside you. So similarly, the entire world is only an imagination of you. It is a thought force which is inside your thing. You are seeing the entire thing inside you, but you think that you are seeing it outside. When the tiger came and pursued you, was it inside the room or what? Then where was it? It was inside you. Nijantarkritam. It was only inside you, but it looked as if it was outside, just as if you are seeing the mirror. So, Nijantarkritam Pashyannatmani Mayayam Bhagirvodbhutam Yatha Nidriyam. He is explaining. So this world, it looks as if it is outside. It is inside the heart or the intelligence of the cosmic dreamer. See, why God gave you that dream? So that you should know what you see is never true. What you hear, don't take it as true. In that dream, what you saw, it happened to be untrue when you got up. There was never a tiger. There are never 20 people standing there. There is never a forest. So where did they come from? They all came from the magic of the cosmic dreamer. So that magic you call it as Maya. And there is no other term to explain it. That's all. Maya is not something which has come from outside. Maya only means that which the source is the magic. See, I keep a small coin and I show it to her. She's a small child. I show it to her. What is this? Coin. I drop it somewhere. And where is the coin? How did it go away? Then the child will think, it was there really. Now it is not there. Both are true. Then where could that come? Magic! So that Shankara called it as Maya. That's all. Nothing but that. And people have made much of all this. Maya Vada, this Vada. That's all. See, it's all the foreigners in face. You give them a little, they will leave the contents. They will be worried about the content. That's all. You give them a beautiful book called the Bhagavata. They will simply analyze it to shreds, saying, in what age the Vyasa was, how the hell it mattered whether it is in 17th century or 7th century. You go through the book, see what is written, practice it, and you will get it. Why are you bothered about it? Was it Vyasa or Bhupat Deva? Somewhere it is written, Bhupat Deva got his name. Why are you bothered, man? Whoever wrote it may call him Vyasa. That's all. Because it cannot be written by an ordinary man. The particular types of truths, nobody can simply write it like a story unless he has had some direct experience of most of them. That's why. So similarly, Pasyanatmani Maya Bahiriva Udbhutam Yatha Nidriya. It looks Bahiriva Udbhutam as if it is outside you think, but actually Nija Antargatam Pasyan Atmani. You are seeing it inside yourself, but you think it's outside. That's all. So it is only an illusion which is seen inside the Atman. That's all. Atman alone is true. But this is an illusion which occurs in the self or in the Atman. Bahirivodbhutam Yatha Nidriya. How to explain? Yatha Nidriya. Here Nidra means the dreaming. Because unless you go to sleep, you can't get a dream. So he called it Nidriya. He means in the dream. As I already explained to you the dream sequence of it. How the tiger which comes there, which looks real, is actually unreal. It never existed. But its temporary existence was because of the dreamer's existence. He has lent it to it. It is his own thought force which has become. The entire world is a thought of you. Thought of the cosmic dreamer. So, yes sakshat kurte prabodha samayam swatmanamevadvayam. Now the tiger is coming and pursuing me. It has come, there is barely half a feet behind me. It is an Olympic player, I was never in the Olympics. It can easily overcome me. Then what should I do to stop it in its tracks? Whether it is dream or not, to me it looks real, I am going to die. Save me. What should I do? The only way is to wake up. So the one who wakes you up is your Guru. Who is that Guru? Is the Lord. Dakshinamurthy himself has formed the Guru. She alone was the first to tell the truth. That truth alone is still ringing in the ears of all of us. So she is responsible. So Dakshinamurthy is the Guru. So Prabodha Samayam. Yes, Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samayam. So only when he wakes up, then he comes face to face with himself. That is all a dream. I alone exist. I am the truth. I am the reality. There is nothing else. There is no world. He comes to that conclusion when he wakes up. When he wakes up, no longer he sees the world. He sees himself alone. And he says, all this time I was thinking that God is somebody else. It's all in me. There is only one existence. So, the one who comes face to face, Sakshat Kurte. I asked people, what are you doing? Some important day. If the God comes and asks you, what type of car you want, I will give you one. What will you ask? The God comes to you and asks you, I am going to give you a car. Which car would you prefer?
How how can he tell me communion?
He came and told somehow. I told him, I recommended to Samantha. His name, she's one of the best. He's going to be my Vedanta.
Sakshatkar.
Sakshatkar. That's my God. Come face to face with the truth, with the reality. Tasmai Sri Gurumurti Namidam Sri Dakshinamurti. Either we can say Dakshinamurti first Guru, so that Gurumurti Dakshinamurti, for Dakshinamurti I bow. Or you can say, my Guru, the Dakshinamurti has come in the form of my Gurumurti, so I am bowing to my Guru. So either way you can tell. So I am bowing to my Gurumurti. After all, the voice has come from far off, from the day that he told. So it has come. And then Bijasyantarivang Guru Jagadidam Prangit Vikalpam Punaha Maya Kalpita Deshaka Lakalana Vajitya Chitti Kritam Mayami Vabhijambhayatyavi Mahayogi Vayasvechaya Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. See the beauty. You see the banyan tree. The banyan tree has got a small seed. In that seed, do you see, from that seed tomorrow, a big root will come. From the root, a big plant will come. The plant will go into a tree. There will be hundreds and thousands of leaves. And there will be so many branches. There will be so many sprouts. The bark of the tree will have a different color. The root of the tree will have a different color. And apart from that, the leaves are green. Later on, the fruit comes in its immature stage, it is green. In its mature stage, it is orange color. So many colors, so many dimensions. One is big, one is small, one is round, and one is long with length and long. So all these differences. In the same tree, there are hundreds of differences. So all these differences had existed in a small seed form which you cannot see. Inside that seed, you see the seed. Can you see any one of them? Can you see the leaves which are going to come tomorrow? Can you see the bark which you are going to see tomorrow? Can you see the stem? So all the differences have been harmonized into one shape. So they are all there inside. So originally it was without differences. Nirvikalpam. Vikalpa means differences. Differences in color, differences in dimensions, differences in nomenclature. All the differences exist. So Vikalpa means differences. So Prak Nirvikalpam. The seed before it began to be sown in Bhagavad, it was without any differences. There is nothing like a bark, like a stem, like a root, like a branch, like a leaf, like a fruit. Nothing at all. Not even indication that this is going to be like this. So it became Nirvikalpa. Later on it became Savikalpa. It had all the difference. Bijasyantarivang Guru Jagadidam. So this world, before it came into existence, it was inside the Lord. In its seed form, absolutely you cannot see the difference. Now you see what sort of variegated things are there in the world. How many colors are there? The colors you cannot specify even, you cannot imagine even so many colors, so many types of objects. The objects are of different dimensions, and different dimensions in the sense some is vertical, something is cylindrical, something is global. Was there any indication earlier when it was inside God? It is just a thought. A thought has no differences. It is just, there is nothing. Before a thought, it was nothing. The moment the thought came, the entire world came out and all the differences came out. Ah, what a beauty. So, Bijasyantarivankuro, just like the sprout inside the seed. So in the same way, all these differences, the various differences, like the leaves, the fruits, the branches, the roots, was there any similarity between root and fruit? Was there any similarity between the root and the leaf? Absolutely not. There is no connection at all. So the entire thing was in a seed, but you could not see anything. There was only one harmonious thing, that's all. And after it sprouted and then began, then the leaves came, the stem came, the root came. So all the differences came. So originally it was Nirvikalpa. Then inside the Lord, the moment his thought came, let me become many. Bhavasyam bhaveyamiti. The thought came and immediately it came. It doesn't mean that after the thought came, as the Christianity says, it took him 8 days to prepare the sky. Then he said, and then he prepared the moon. That took 2 days. It's nothing. The very thought has created the entire thing. The moment you think of Bombay, the Bombay comes there. You don't go and say first Matunga, then the railway station. You don't prepare. The moment the thought comes, it comes fully developed. That is the thing. Bijasyantarivankuro jagadinam pranirvikalpam punaha. Then originally there were no differences. It was a small seed. Then later on what happened? Maya kalpita desakala. Before the world came, somebody asked one Vivekananda, when was the world started? A fool. The clock came up only when he did the Sriti. Before that there was no clock. How can you say when? There is neither a calendar nor a clock. So there is nothing. See, there is no space. There is no this thing. This came to get relationship when objects came. When two objects came, then you have to tell in relation to it where is this object. You have to locate. So it means you wanted space. If they were moving, you wanted to know when it will go away from it, how much distance, when it will come near it. So you have to have a time. So the time and space were again the imagination of the cosmic director, the cosmic dreamer. It was again his imagination. That's all. Maya kalpita deshakala kalana. It is only illusion. There is never a time, there is never a space. How you can call it illusion? Night 11 o'clock one day I went to sleep. I saw a dream. I was a 3 years old kid. My mother used to carry me in the shoulders and take me to the nearest Montessori. And then slowly I read and then I did my MSc. Then I got scholarship, I went to America. I did my MS, I got married, I had son, I was in employment. Finally I retired, I was 86 years of age. So 3 to 86 years I lived. It was a long time inside that dream. I became a citizen of America, but suddenly it came to me, it's a long time since I have seen India, so let me go back once and see the land of my birth. So he went and sat in a plane where there was a reservation. There was something wrong, so the ground staff were checking up some things. So they were just taking up a wheel and rotating it. There is a sound. Whirring sound. My dream was broken. I saw it was 2 minutes past 11. So in 2 minutes I lived 86 years of age. Where is the time? There I had the time of 86 years. Here, 2 years. So, there is no absolute time. It is all created in the Maya and the magic of the cosmic director. That's all. So the Vaichitra Vichikritam, very wonderful differences. That differences you cannot see. You just take a peacock and see its peacock feathers. And how has it been made? Even a painter cannot think of it. And how many colors have been used? Mayuraha Chitrataka Kena. This is sloka. Who painted them? Here you paint and then you get Bharata Ratna for it. You get international painter. God, how many Bharata Ratna you get them? The Lord is created. Then he says, is the Lord affected by what is created? And so many things have been created. Supposing I draw a painting, so it's very nice, yeah. This is the photo, this is the picture of Rajarajeshwari. It looks so real. So I will, in the morning, I will sit before it and I will say, you look so real, mother. My picture. You get involved in it. Here is a Lord who created such differences all through, all different colors, different dimensions, and what to say, different states, some solid, some liquid, some gas. And he was not himself even a little fascinated by any of this. How? Maya, we know. A magician comes in the olden days. What the magician used to do, if you read from our books, he will come, he will put a rope like that. The rope will go and stand, it will go to hundreds of kilometers up. Then he will say, oh my Lord, let me go and see what lies there. Then you will see him going up. Suddenly, you will find hundreds of soldiers are descending on him. And there itself he fights with his sword, with one hand holding it. And at last, they cut him to pieces, he falls down. He said, Sir, how was it? From behind the magician will come and salute you. This used to be one. So, but you are affected by his maya, his magic. Do you think the magician also is affected? No. The magician is not affected by his own maya, by his own magic. It is the onlookers, it is the spectators who are affected. The same thing happens. The Lord is in no way affected. He is just a witness to the entire process that is going on. The things are in this world, just like a magician manifests his magic and he remains unaffected. Then he gives another analogy so that we could understand. One analogy is of this. The other analogy is a yogi. A yogi says that, say for instance, let us take the Rishi, Nara Narayana were two rishis and brothers. Nara was sitting and doing his meditation. He was doing such a severe austerity, Devendra was afraid that this time he is aiming for my place and I will be demoted and this fellow will come and sit as Indra. So what he does, in order to spoil his austerities, he selects the best, the most beautiful of the apsaras he has got, the nymphs, and he comes with them. They go and dance before him, I am staying behind and I will watch him. He is hiding behind a tree, and all these people go and with all their instrumentation and all this they dance. Nara opens his eyes, he laughs, ha 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 ha. Hey Devendra, come here, I will show you another magic. Hey, come behind from that tree, man. He comes there. I don't know what. He may give me a sapa. Don't worry. I will not do any shapa or anything. Go ahead, don't worry. He just did like this in his Uru. Here, this is called Uru Pradesha. And immediately 10 Apsarasis came, and the ugliest of them was 1,000 times better than the most beautiful of what he said. And he said, Indra, select one among them you take with you. You thought of decoying me with them, I can create 1,000 times better. So a yogi, out of his own sweet will, he can create things. But he is not affected by it. He created, he doesn't say, oh, I would marry one of them. So the one who came for the Urushi was called Urushi first. That's all. So this is the way they used to manage. So he has given two. How the yogi is not affected by his demonstrations. How a magician is not affected by his own. The Ramana's what's this one, where he has selected some slokas, where he has given stray slokas, just two, just like an Om, he has written like that. There's a small book of collection. There, a few selections have been given from scriptures. One of them has been taken from Ramagita, which gives the exact thing that the magician is never affected by his own magic. In the one sloka is the idea behind it. So he has put it there. It's so important to understand that God is not at all affected by creation. So how can he be fascinated or enticed by his own creation? It's not possible. So, and that too is not under compulsion. Swechaya, his sweet will. That's all. He can create anything. Tasmai Sri Gurumurte Namidam Sri Dakshinamurthy. I bow to that Gurumurti, Dakshinamurti. Then Isaiva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asatkalparthakam Bhasatim Sakshat Tattvam Siti Veda Vachasa Nubodhet Dakshitan Sakshat Karnat Bhavenna Punravrittirbhavam Bhuvanidav Tasmai Shri Gurumurti Namakidam Shri Dakshinamurti. In the Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari, he has told about the world. In this he has told about Maya. The first one is Brahma Tattva. The second one is first one is Jagat Tattva. The second one is Maya Tattva. Now, Isaiva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asatkalparthakam Bhasatem Sakshat Tattvam Siti Veda Vachasa Yobodhet Dakshitan Yas Sakshat Karanat Bhavenna Punaravartirbhavam Bhojitav Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namayam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. See, the entire vibration which comes from a Sadguru, its power is unlimited. You cannot feel it, you cannot know it. What all we think, oh, I got a very good vibration, is nothing. You don't feel even 1% of what that vibration is. You are not fit for it. You are unable to. So that 1% you think, oh, I got so much, here I come, every time I come, what a vibration. It's nothing. So, this Purana means the light, the vibration which comes from it. Sadatmakam, what is it? It's something which exists. That is something which comes from the Brahman himself. It is not like the word, something which is non-existing. It comes because it exists. It comes because he exists. The Brahman exists. So it is the vibration of the highest one. the reality. So, Iseva Spuranam Sadatmakam, it is all existence. But Asatkalparthakam Bhasate, you don't feel it as if it never existed. It exists. It exists in such a potency. It is beyond you to feel it, to understand it. Then, you know Guru Tattva. What is Guru? Sakshat Tattvam Si Iti Vedavachasa Yobodhyata Chitan. She is the one who teaches you the ultimate truth. What is the ultimate truth? Tattvamasi. You are that. And Dakshinamurthy is supposed to tell it through this Jnanamudra. The Jnanamudra, these two join. Why, how does it? This represents I. How are you? Fine. Fine. You tell, you don't say fine. You say fine. And when you say you, so and you and I are one. That's all. And that is Jnana, Jnanamudra. It's called. It's called Bhadra Mudra. It's called Jnanamudra. Sakshat Tattvam Siti Vedavachasam. She doesn't, it's not a word of his. He has not concocted this. It's not a poem which he has composed. It's something the scriptures have told. Scriptures are our ultimate thought. That's all. We never question it. So it says Tattvamasi, and he is telling it before you. Hey, you are that. There is nothing apart from you. There is only one, and that is you. When you say, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, you negate everything. Then who remains? You. So you are that. This remains that. So thus, she teaches for those people who have come completely depending on you, have told, Guru, I have come under you. I have surrendered myself under you. Please help me to cross this ocean of this samsara ocean, the ocean of samsara. So that Guru Mukti for Dakshinamurthy, I vow again. This may see Guru Mukti, see Dakshinamurthy. And not only that, one more I love. Yes, Sakshat Karnat Bhavenna Punaravritir Bhavam Bhavanithavu. She has told you, he made you do it. And you just say, and one day you will find that direct experience of it. Yes, I am that. Now it is only what you have heard. I am that. By telling it you will get nothing. But then you get the direct experience that there is nothing in the world. You are the only one, but you have got no form. There is no Shantananda, there is no beard. But you know, it is I. Just as in the dream, 20 people came. There is a vakil there. He said, this is me. These are all my friends. So suddenly one of them you say, this is me. So similarly at that time, he will say, this is me and me alone, and then nobody else is there. You will come to this stage. Bhavenna punaravartir bhavam bhavantam. Then once you experiment on it and then you get that practical knowledge of it, but direct experience. What is direct experience? There are two types of experiences. One is an experience through a medium. Well, somebody brings halwa, I eat it. Oh, it is very nice. How did you know? My tongue told. So through the medium you got the experience of that. And you saw a painting. It's beautiful, yaar. How do you know? My eyes told. Through the eyes. While here is a case where it is called immediate experience. There is no medium at all. It is called immediate, not immediate. Immediate. Without the medium, you get the experience. It's called immediate experience. That's called the direct experience. Everybody has got one case. Everybody knows that there is direct experience. Everybody is daily experience. Tell me what it is. I am. You say I am. You ever say, I am not? I am. Who told you? Your eyes told you? Your nose told you? None of the Indriyas told you. You got it because you are. That experience directly told you, yes, I am. So I am is a direct experience. And that, now that I am is, I am Vijayalakshmi, I am Shantananda, but at that is only I am. That amness, that existence alone, that is the ultimate. That's all. So at that time nothing will be suffixed to I am. That's all. Simply remind with am. Then Nana Chidra Gudodara Sthita Mahadipa Prabhavasuram Janam Yasura Chakshurati Karnadvara Vayasvandate Jadamiti Tameva Bandham Anubhatya Tatsamastam Jagati Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurthaye. The first is that jnana is always with us. So that ultimate, it comes out through all the holes. Somewhere it comes as blue light, somewhere it comes as red light, somewhere it comes as white light. But there is only one knowledge which comes through that. There is only one light which comes through them all. So similarly, that divine light, it is that which has come into all of us. There is only one generator say, from which it has come. All the 20 bulbs in my room, they are all inhabited by the same electricity. The electricity has come in its full wattage in all of them. Then all of them should be 1000 watts, or all of them should be 0 watts. How is it that there is a difference? Why is it one is 0 watt, one is 1000 watt? It is the same. Similarly, when you say the entire divine energy has come into all of us, then all of us should be the President of India, or all of us should be the sweepers. That how is it? One is a doctor, one is an engineer, one is a rich, one is medium rich, one is a stone rich. Why all these differences? The differences is not due to the energy. There is no defect in the energy. The energy has come in full into each of us. We are all 100% Purna Atma, Purna Brahman. 100% the full divine energy has come in us. We are all 100% divine, not 1%, not 10%. Then, how is it? One man you say, Ramana was so great, why did you not become equally great? What happened to you? Then it is the same electricity which has come to you. The defect is in the container. Unfortunately, you have put it inside the container. The defect is not in the light, it has come fully, but the bulb has got what is called a resistance. Resistance means an impediment, an obstacle, which will not allow it to manifest outside. It cannot come outside. Outside, it is a miser, it allows little to come, that is called the 0 watt. And the one who is a little more generous, which gives out more, 100 watt. Or furthermore generous, you call it 1000 watt. That's how it is. So, the fault is in you. If you remove the faults in the bulb and make it all without any resistance, it will be with a full electricity, the full wattage as well. Similarly, if you remove all the obstacles and impediments, then what are the impediments and obstacles? The impediments and obstacles are raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, moha, jealousy, all these things. These are all the impediments. If all the impediments go, you are not a Mahatma, you become the Lord Himself at that time. You become the Lord Himself if only He shows. That's all. So, here, Nana Chidra means many holes are there. Nana Chidra Ghata. Ghata means pot. So inside the pot they have made several holes. And inside the pot they have put a Mahadipa. And that is Prabhabhaswaram. Its light is very, very brilliant and effulgent, and it is coming out. And just like that, Jnanam Yasatu Chakshuradi Karanadvara Vinisvarati. I say, I am looking at you, I am hearing what you say. I walked all the way from there to come here, from the thing to hear you. I walked, and then I am now talking. Who is that who is walking, talking, smelling, hearing and seeing? What a question, Swamiji. You don't know? My eyes are seeing, my nose is smelling. My dear, if that is so, if I fall dead this moment, my ears are open, God has not put any shutters. My eyes so happen to be like this, it is also open. Can I see? Can I hear? Can I walk? Can I talk? Then who was it that was doing all these things? It was that supreme energy which has come from the divinity, from the totality of the divinity, whatever has come, which has come into me. It is that which was working in all of this, not all these things. So, just as the same one energy, it was visible through all the holes of the pot, similarly, that one energy which is inside, it is visible through all these holes called the eye, the mouth, the ears, and all. That's so it was. Chakshuradikarana dvara vispandati. That one divinity which is in full, it has been now divided and coming through the various holes. Janamita tameva bhandam anubhatya dasvamastam. It is the Lord's effulgence and brilliance because of which you have seen this world. In the dream, you are going to sleep at night, 12 o'clock, it's pitch dark. The electricity cut, you don't have anything at all. In that pitch dark, when you got your dream, you are going to office. Were you going to office in darkness? Then there is light. So there is light. Where from that light came? Where it is everywhere pitch dark, where from that light came during that dream, when you are going to office, when you are working, where from the light came? It came from Him. He is there at all times. It doesn't depend on external factors at all. He is always there. And you glow because of His glow. Because He exists, your existence is seen. Tameva bhantam anubhatyate samastam. Because of His effulgence, from that we are getting. Bha means light. Bhantam, prakashita. Become effulgent and brilliant. And that is why our India is called the Bharat Desh. Bha means the knowledge, the final knowledge. Rata means those who are engaged in the accumulation of that knowledge. So they are all called the Bharatas. There is a time when everybody was interested. That is why all the oldest books on architecture, they are all in poems. They are all in poems. All the best books in anatomy, all the best books in diagnosis, in allopathy, there is no poem there. There is a skeleton which contains ribs. There is no poems. It is all in. But in those days, Sushrutas, they are all in poems. Why? When you want to get the infinite, you have to have your finite vessel to take it. You can't go and just bring the gases in your hands. You require a limited vessel. You have water. You have to take it and bring it. So, prose is unlimited. You can go on writing. Poetry is limited. Meters, they say, how many syllables should be there in first line, second line, third line. It's all fixed. So, that is why you are feeling. In the Devi Upasana, why do we have what is called the Sri Chakra. It is only the limitations which you are making. It is a limited vessel we are made in order to catch the unlimited, to bring it for our use in our house. And that is the yantra. It is called the yantra. So, by putting various syllables of mantras on the various waves, and all these things represent waves. You see the Sri Chakra, somewhere it is given nicely like Kamal Dal, like the lotus petals. It is not a lotus petal. The waves you represent like this, like a triangle. Why can't you represent like this? Nobody can prevent it. So it's all representation of the energy. So that energy we are trying to catch and bring it here for our use. That's that. So, because it grows, because of its existence we exist, because of its growth we are seen, because it is seen, so we are seen actually. Its power to be seen, its power of light, it works on us. That's why we are being seen. We are able to see you, I am able to see you. That's why I say Gunti. So, the one because of whose Mahima all these things happen, that is my Gunti. That is Dakshinamurthy. I bow to you again and again. He said a lot of Namaha. Om Sri Matre Namaha, Om Sri Maharajye Namaha, Om Sri Mastre Chudye Namaha. Namaha, what does it mean? Namaha, Nama.
मेरा नहीं है, ममा इस मेरा नहीं है.
Namaskar. No. As you was telling, it's given in our Argabudna Samhita. Na mama iti namaha. And one ma goes away, we say namaha. Namaha means, ye sab kuch mera nahi. When you do the namaskara, you are putting all your powers and all that, your hand power, your Icha Shakti, Gyan Shakti, Kriya Shakti, they are symbols of these hands, this heart, this one. You put them all and say, Lord, nothing is mine, Tera hai, it's all yours. That's all. Namah, that's called Namah.
धन्यवाद.
It's now another 10 minutes. So I will stop it. I thought we could finish the entire thing in 1 hour. This is not in my hands. So we finish it. Tasmai Shri Gurumurtiye Namaikam Shri Krishna. The next one, with that we will stop. Deham pranam apindriyan apitalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu Sri Balananda Jado Mama Staviti Yanta Brihamba Dinaha Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpitamaha Vyamoha Samarini Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaikam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. In all our texts of Vedanta, unfortunately, we could never escape one item. Because we find that there are people who believe in something else. Somebody believes in Buddhism. Somebody believes in Charvaka. Who is Charvaka? Charu walk. The one whose words are very sweet, so people came under his sway. There was a chap, absolutely, he never knew anything, he was illiterate. He went into a forest with 4 or 5 people. Somehow he was caught in the blizzard and snow and all that. 4 or 5 days, the others escaped, they went somewhere. He was alone. Somehow he went here, there, and he was caught up. He was in a big forest, and all his clothes have gone away. He was ashamed to go into any town, so he remained there for 20 years eating the fruits and all that. By that time he had a beard which reached his feet. Up to that big beard and all that, he had a look as if he was a Maharishi. And all these things became a jada. Then he said, because the beard has grown, it was covering his nakedness to a large extent. He said, let me go. How long can I remain here? He went to the nearest city. All people came in big this thing, they have told him, all came with welcome, all these things. A great monarchy has come all the way after his tapasya from austerities. They all took him, they all told him, sir, you speak something. He said, what is that to be true? Everything is based on the body. So as such, Rinam Kritva Kritam Vived. See, it is the body we have to keep it nice. So, even if you take a loan, you purchase a lot of eat and make your body well. Because Bhasmi Bhotetu Dehetu Punaragamana Kuta. When once this is burned, it won't come again. So when it is there, you fill it up with ghee, gulab jamun, everything. Don't bother about diabetes. So this is what he told. So this appeal to them, Charuvak. So he was called Charuvaka Mata. This is the earliest Nastika Mata. Then out of the Astika Matas, there were so many. And Buddhism, we don't consider Astika Mata. Astika, people think that Astika means believe in God. Nastika means not believe. It is not so. Vedaha pramanam astiti yaha. Vedam is there. Vedam is my pramanam. He is called Astika. The people who believe in Vedas are Astikas. The people who do not believe in Vedas are Nastikas. Now, we have got 6 Astika Matas. Like Samkhya, Yoga, Tarka, Mimamsa, Puri Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa, like that. Out of only our Vedanta, it accepts one ultimate God. Rest of them, they don't believe in ultimate God. Now for the Sankhya, originally Kapila, as he wrote, he said Nirishwara Sankhya, there was no Ishvara. And that was the stage there. Even Mimamsa, who were talking about all yagas and yajnas, how to do and all these things, they said, you do the yaga itself, the karma itself creates a Shakti called Apurva. It is a sort of a subtle ledger account which is attached to you. So, when we die, it comes with us. In 1928, he did this yaga, so he's entitled to the balcony seat in Swarga. In 1952, he did another yaga, so he is allowed a balcony seat in Jalaloka. So that will go with him and seat him, and then he can be there for some time. Then it goes and takes him. There is no God. That is the one which is supposed to be nearest to us, nearest to Vedanta. Vedanta alone believes in God, Ishvara and all. So the practice in our Vedanta is, or Vedanta, anybody is, first tell about yours, and then go on telling those fellows are wrong, these fellows are wrong, this Buddhism is wrong, Jainism is wrong. So go on telling that. It's called the Khandana. So first they do their own, then they will go on being criticizing the other ones. So more or less in the same manner it is. He says there are other people who don't believe in a final reality. On the contrary, they say, Deham pranamapi indriyannapi. So some people, like the Charvaka says, the body alone is true. So long as it is that, it is true, that's all. Then somebody says, no, prana is alone good, that's the prana shakti is there. Other people say, no, indriyas are true. As long as we are there. Chalam, buddhim, cham. There is one type of buddhi is called Vajjanikas. Kshanika Vajjanika. That is what they say. Now I am seeing Dr. Vijayalakshmi. I don't see her completely. 1 second I see that jnana comes, this is Vijayalakshmi. The second, another jnana comes, that jnana goes away. That is Vijayalakshmi. Then the third minute another comes. As they are together, in the cinema when they take, slowly they take, and then when you see that he is raising his hand. Similarly, this total you think that I am seeing Vijayalakshmi for half an hour, nobody sees. Every second I see, every second a new thing comes. It is a moving jnana, chalam, buddhim. It's a moving jnana. Every minute it goes. It is called the Kshanika Vijnana Vadis. That is there. Then other people say, see, there are three types of Buddhism. The Madhyamikas, they say about this, that Kshanika Vijnanavadis. There are another people who say everything is Shunya, there is no Buddhi, nothing is there. That's all. Finally, everything is ultimate Shunya. They are called the Shunyavadis. They are called Sautrantikas or something. There are three types there. So, there are other people who say everything is Shunya finally. Stri Balanda Jeruma, who are they? All absurd fellows, like an illiterate lady, Stri, Bala, an illiterate, a small child. What is it now? It is like that, they are babbling, like an illiterate lady, like a not grown up child, a small child. Then Andha, like a blind man. But what is, how can you describe things? So it is all the absurd. Like that will be there. And all of these things, ahamiti bhranta vishambhadana. Finally they think, I am true, mostly they all come to their ego and vishambhadana, they all talk a lot. That's all. It has got no substance in it. They talk a lot. Vishambhadana Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpita Mahavyamoha Samharini. All these things are due to the delusion of the Lord. The Lord has created this samsara, this sort of delusion. How it has been done? Maya Shakti Vilasa. Due to the spreading or extension or spreading of the Maya Shakti, the Lord's magical thing. That is why we people can't understand straight away the truth when it faces us. We think this is true, that is true, and we say the body alone is true. So like that we go. What to do? It's all Maya Shakti. Then who will be able to take away that delusion which has come? Only the Gurumurti and Samarini. He is the one who will be able to annihilate forever that delusion of the Vyamoha due to the Maya Shakti of the Lord. This Tasmai Shri Gurumurti Namaha. Shri Dakshinamurthy. I bow to that Guru, that Gurumurti, which has come in the form of Dakshinamurti. I am hoping he can do it. Hari.